pleasant good evening to each and everyone in Georgetown, Guyana, the diaspora, and elsewhere. Friends all, today I want to talk about the dispute between Venezuela and Guyana. But before I continue to get to that subject, I want you to subscribe to my channel, press the bell so you will get the next updated video. Now, I was looking at a video today concerning Brian Max and what he stated about the three young men that attacked him and beat him with a baseball bat. I will call that an attempt murder. Yes, I do not think that this happened in a storybook story or someone reading a story to children. This is political. And I want to make it clear. What is all these young men who commit minor crime, fighting, beating, stabbing, or pickpocket or robbing people are in prison when the criminals them are running the country on both sides of the fence? Now, I am not saying that they may not have good people in the parliament, and the courthouse cannot practice fair because the politicians them are using the power which you all vote and put into power. They're using it against you. When the two races in Guyana will get smart and get civilized, let it be known, all who are in parliament are responsible for any major crime in the country which created, like what happened to Brian Max, the late Walter Rodney, and many, many more. The quickest thing we can do in this life, we condemn a person or one when they commit a crime. But when you speak against the PNC in the past, you are being denied rights and a lot of things happen. When you speak against the PPP, the same thing happens. Then when members of the PPP who get kicked out from the AFC and join the PNC become APNU, the same bloody thing happens. We happens to be victim of both party or both major race. But that doesn't mean I must hate all black people or all Indian people. They are decent, honorable people on both sides who don't like this nonsense. I will tell you all something. I have done an interview with Venezuelan Guyanese who are living in Venezuela. It is very hurtful to hear what they say about the black government under Burnham. They make it clear. Under the late past Burnham, what happened to Indian people and what happened to other races is not a forgettable subject, nor a forgivable one to forgive. Once you hurt people physically, kill their family, I believe you also have to be facing the same thing. Power only lasts temporary, friends. They're better killers than y'all. The Shah of Iran, they kill his ass in Egypt with cancer. And take Gaddafi, great man. But before he get into power, he had to overthrow your uncle or something like that. But look how he died in a gutter. And he was a good man, helping the world. Hugo Chavez, a half Amerindian indigenous mixed with Spanish blood. The most decent and honest people as a leader in South America, which border in Guyana called Venezuela, Caracas. My friend, we are having a dispute over Venezuela and Guyana. And I'm going to tell you what takes place. I would not let the cameraman put it on today. I'm going to leave it for another day. I want to edit some things. Because it's not nice for you to hear how your people react. And I don't want to get into the international standard because already Maduro is on his edge. And we never know with what these Guyanese are saying might pluck him to charge. You hear? And they are not black Guyanese. They are not the Amerindian Guyanese. They are Indian like the country leaders. What they are saying. Hindus and Muslims alike. Okay? But, Mr. Brian Max, I bear your pain and sympathize with you. They have some decent, honorable policemen, but they cannot practice their job fairly without interference from corrupt government ministers, corrupt businessmen, and some who in charge and taking money in the same station. But don't worry, all these things are only temporary until you have the right government. That's why Guyana will always have a racial division between Indian and blacks. Because it seems like the black people just forget what they've done to people. So when people start to exploit it in a different way, they use all the racial remarks to justify their crime and want you to believe that they were God angel when they were the sons of the devils and daughters. Again, there's a lot of honorable one among John. But we are talking about the wayward one, the uneducated, the criminal-minded one who take bribes. Police make wrong charge because they were bribed. Judges make wrong decisions because they are controlled by political leaders. And maybe some corrupt businessmen who pass an envelope because of salary, economics. Where is the honorable thing? Today, ladies and gentlemen, no crime shall go unpaid. And whatever wrong you do to people, you have children, they shall go back it through. I didn't say it, Jesus said it. But sometimes I believe God take too bloody long when we are just temporary. He must act and act now. Another thing, before I continue with Guyana and Venezuela, let me say this clearly. I was looking at the foreign news and I see the release of our Jewish people who was kidnapped by Hamas, few of them. And yes, the family are happy to welcome them on, and I support that 1,000,000%. As much as the Palestinian family was released, and their family accept them, and there's big parade, I think they are fools. There's no time to parade when you receive your family, sit down on the beach playing with shell, and giving fancy speech. It is time to prepare for what is next to come. Because you can be released from the penitentiary and the prison just to be killed the next day. So all you Arab to me, I would say you all are fools. You should gather yourself together and know what's the next move and prepare to get out of the zone that is having the problem. When I see how y'all are hugging up and big car, big crowd, I say y'all committing suicide. Okay? Ask the Jews who can remember Adolf Hitler. You think they were gathering like that when they were running away? They were running to Poland, Belgium, Holland, all about us for their life. They wasn't gathering like y'all. Disperse and find yourself safety. Plus, today alone, according to the information I was looking at, unless it's another day, the Israel soldiers still shooting and killing. Where there's truce of peace. And where is God? My friends, I want you to know one thing. If you don't thief, you don't lie on people, you don't do nothing to offend nobody, but you're speaking for your rights, no man or woman have a right to do you anything wrong. If not, you must pick up arms and go against them and their family. George Correa said that. We are only temporary in this world. And if God could have declared war on Lucifer and the angel, who the hell are you and I that I must allow you to beat my ass, kill my family, and I leave you to God? So help me God, I'll send you yours to meet him. Or I hug your ass up in a time bomb. Because y'all are corrupt. And my hands are very shaky because the United States of America, the police of the world, the father in this hemisphere of democracy and freedom, they close their eyes and deaf their ears on these activities, providing they're getting what they want. How can we heal the wound that was created by 100,000 years or 100 years ago with the mistake that was created by the ancestors? On to this day, in America, in the Caribbean, you will hear in every household, some black kid would say, we were slaves, but they never get the truth that they were the first slave owner in the land of Africa. They will not come forward the truth that even the prophet of God was slave under the Arab also with them. They will not tell you that they ruled Spain for 700 years with the Moors and what wrong they have done. But everything, the white man slavery, the white man take with mineral, the white man this, the white man that. And yet, with all the white man is so corrupt, so confusing, if they stop the visa from America, Canada, Australia, England, New Zealand, and elsewhere, you will stay in Africa and die. Come out of that for God's sake. Because the black people leadership are destroying you more than the European. This slave trade, anybody, if you capture 10 lions, they're wild. You know they're going to attack you to eat you. You're going to use power, whip, or shocking, or thing to save you, to tame them. So when they lash them, they realize you're going to hit back. And those are animals. Until they're young one, and you capitalize by schooling them. That's what the white man does. He suffered too. He was a slave, man. When will we come up with this bullshit and forget who was slave? If the prophet of God was slave, and God is God, who's better than he? He allowed man to slave his prophet. He didn't allow you to kill his son. And you say he rise from the dead. And he showed himself when he gone. So then God got favoritism about Jesus rise from the dead. Up to John the Baptist. Where is Moses? What happened to Abraham? What happened to Noah? And I will continue naming. My friends, I believe in a God. But if my God is a warrior, and I must be the great-great-great-great-grandchild he make, why must I sit down and allow you to dig out one of my eye and you go where you go? Try to dig out both of y'all. This is how y'all want it. Because y'all are not doing anything what is right. That is why you take the good away from the bad. You take the gold out of brass and silver and copper, and you take the diamond out from the gold, which means you take the decent people and put them together to carry on civilization. You will always have laborer as cheap labor, call them slaves, but you give it a new name. Economically, they're working, but you're exploiting them. That's slavery too. Some can't even pay the rent, can't even buy food for their children. I am calling on the civilized human being, Indian and black, European and Chinese. And let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen. India got problem over religion, Hindu versus Muslim, and others versus Christian. Africa got some of the same problem and tribal affair. Europe got problem between the white people themselves. America got problem with every other race. But again, we thought what Israel is doing is wrong. And we all know it's wrong. But who's the Arab? Are they the angels? They're wrong too. Sometimes what's happening today is paying back for what happened 100 years ago. What goes around comes around. Okay? But at the time of the 21st century, I condemn all war and all killing against people. All right? So nobody can tell Israel in government around the world they're wrong, even though we all know they're all wrong, when they themselves live in country where ancestors in the past kill everybody and take their land. Canada, America, Britain, Spain, France, Holland, Belgium. They cannot point their finger when everybody do the same thing in the past. But we must find a solution. I heard they talk about the two states in Israel and Palestine. Because according to the history, 1947, the Jews would have been in Guyana, and I would have welcomed them there. They would have been better than what we have. We were able to save the massacre in Israel and Palestine. We wouldn't have got Hamas. We wouldn't have got what is happening there now. So, my friend, we must call internationally to end all war, whether in Africa, India, Europe, Israel, and elsewhere. But coming back to Venezuela and Guyana now, I've done an interview with a few Guyanese in Venezuela. And I'm speaking about Guyanese who live in Venezuela for 100 and something thousand. Okay? 100 something thousand families live in 5 different parts of Venezuela. According to my information in the interview, over 30 something thousand are in the army, the police force, read and write Spanish perfectly. I personally feel these countries should not fight each other over land dispute. Because Mr. Maduro came from a Spanish generation who massacred the indigenous people and take their land. But in Guyana, the little Portuguese and Chinese don't talk about Portugal and China. The mixed race that can't talk about nothing because they got ceremony in Guyana. And the Amerindian, who's the indigenous people, that's their country, but it was taken away from them by the British, the Dutch, and whoever. The one Guyana was divided in three. Dutch Guyana, French Guyana, British Guyana. Now you, the black people, are going to talk to before we get into Venezuela. Stop talking about slavery. Let's unite and make this world a better place for whatever time we got left. The country from which we are living in, those ancestors who have committed those heinous crimes against the native, we should not bear that pain and bring up slavery, but not remembering that we inherit the blood and the death of those people because we get the country. Is England in Guyana? Is France in Guyana? The Dutch? The Spanish? No. It's Guyanese. And here they come from. Portugal, China, but I don't hear them two talk about day of arrival. I don't hear that. I don't hear them play Chinese music and Portuguese song. Come Brazil next door, they can bring it over. Right? But the Indian with your music and your culture, you walk with it. You have problem with Hinduism and Muslim. You have problem with everybody, and you have the tribal things too with the black people. But the decent ones stand up. How much years will we continue like this? We need government who's for the people, by the people. We tried the black race. The Indian and other race will never forget what you have done. Even though some decent one among. So we give credit where credit is necessary. Mr. Burnham must be remembered for what he done. I don't care how much he speaks, how great he was a spokesman. And Dr. Jagan was a part of it. All right? Desmond Hoyt was a genuine human being, and he was a black person. All right? Followed by David Granger, who tried, but he was an old man. And I want you, civil servant, to hear. He raised the money for everyone in Parliament. And when the civil servant come out on the street, did he raise anything for y'all? No. As I recall, forgive me if I make a mistake here, Mr. David Granger, but I won't be your judge. God Almighty gonna be your judge. He also said it's alleged too many young black boys in prison. I didn't think he see the Amerindian. I didn't think he see the Indian. But he said too much a young black boy in prison. Yes, but he never say that the military, the civil servant, and the police, and whoever are more black people in those positions than the Indian, the Chinese, the Portuguese, and him, the Buckman, as Amerindian. He didn't see that. But you only see one track business. Why they are in prison? But he should have said, too many people are in prison while the politicians them is enjoying life, the biggest criminals of the country. Pulling strings. Doctors you can't even trust them. Because they give wrong medication when politicians say so. Everybody. I spoke of something a little while ago, and I'm going to bring it back here now. Why every 10 Indian women go to make baby in the public facilities? 6 or 7 just dead with the child. Is that the extorting plan? Since I talk about it, I hear no other Indian woman dying with that. Is somebody hear the message? But every crime you all have committed will fall upon your children and your grandchildren. Imagine I forgive a woman on the East Coast. I ain't calling name because I was told by certain department internationally, don't say nothing. Wait. I pardon her from going to jail for collecting $75 US with Western Union or MoneyGram. And she harassed my son. His son even threatened me. We got it. We got proof, okay? She used the police station up in the East Coast with a black magistrate, harass us with a black lawyer, and my son answer. I hope you are crippled before you all come out this short. And if I escape it, may the curse fall upon your children and your children's children. Because I got black in me. And this tongue don't go far. And if Mr. Brian Max was beaten because of what he's saying, then there's no democracy in Guyana. Now, you Indians, y'all like to hide and bribe the black man to do y'all work, and the black people so stupid, they take it to go and do it. But every crime that was committed shall answer. In Venezuela now, while I was speaking to Guyanese, I got it live, we can put it on, we have to edit it. I had to use one particular one because the insult and curse and humiliation about Guyana and the black race, and some cause them at the Indian, most from Essequibo, Edmore, Berbice, Mahaika, Herstelling, Craig, and not forgetting Canal. Now, if you hear what they talk about black people, my dear God, I want to know if there are no good black people who are living next to them. Even though I hear stories of black people from India who saved Indian life in the time of that disturbance in the 60s when other blacks want to beat and kill and they open up the door to rescue them. Are they here to talk about that? Trust me, I know many incidents where black people actually lost their life fighting to save Indians. And also some good Indians fight to save the neighborhood in Berbice, on the west coast, on the east bank, when Indians ready to start their shit too. Why the two of you, great-grandchildren of slavery and cheap labor, cannot unite and realize you are the fault by voting for your race and voting for corrupt politicians because you're black or you're an Indian? Y'all are the one who's responsible, not the politician. They're keeping you down. I see video where Barrett and Infant Ali was dancing. How y'all feel? As a young man, they have a right to enjoy themselves. While a nation is going through the pain and suffering, they were dancing to music, my friend. I don't know, Prophet Muhammad come back here, Ali, you got a lot to answer. Tell Barrett, I know which God you're serving, Hinduism, right? But if Krishna, Ram, them come, I hope you're ready for answer. My friends, I will tell you here today, between the Indian and the black race, there's good and bad in everything. Every race got good and bad. Every family have good and bad. But we cannot go wrong because 3 out of 2,000 hurt you, you condemn the rest. But when we talk, Guyanese just want to break it down. Because when I say what the Indian do, some Indian tell me now they live in Queens. Karaya, what you got against Indian people, man? What you got? Then I hear what me say. Or they can analyze what I'm saying. You don't condemn everybody, but you got to talk straight. My friends, I make it clear, and I'm going to repeat this. A young man was given a staff from his father or his grandfather to shepherd his flock, all sheep. His first day, while he was grazing them, they were attacked by tigers. The tigers did not stop only killing one or two. They'd be killing till they kill everyone. He ran for his life back in the village crying. Everybody said, what happened? And he said, tigers killed the sheep. It was unbelievable. They could not believe that it was tiger. They say he young, he got sense. He described the animal. He described the color. When he carried them and they see, they start to hunt tigers. But they didn't kill all the young tigers. They were looking for the one who do that. So what I'm trying to tell you, you cannot condemn everybody because of their race or their religion. They're good and bad in their own family. I got problems with my daughter and my son. Jealousy, corrupt, covetous. They will do anything to bring you down. Even my only 2 brothers. Ryston Alexander Chong, with the Indian wife of Maikoni, Indra Sigobin. Michael Chong. For we is a family problem. Because I want to know if you can buy him for $100,000. And I want to know when a certain one wife pay $1 million bribe to a custom officer to clear the container that come in for the business and still have to pay the customs or the duty. The man take the $1 million and didn't do nothing. I don't hear my brothers them talk about that. Just to clear a container, $1 million Guyana dollar bribe. I don't hear them talk about that. But you hear I'm the biggest thief. and these hands never take a penny. I regret I saved their life on a ship, but maybe that's the path I have to walk, and this is my own. And I will tell you all straight, I shoot my own brothers, not boasting and bragging. I sorry I didn't kill the bastard. I shoot you in his foot. Guy pulled a knife on me and he didn't mean to put the ass down. And my life come first. If I had the sense I have today, in them days I would have killed him. And him come back and save his life on a ship before it go down. I flew from Curacao, from Texas to Curacao, and save he and the other one. And they come together. And the way they treat me. And I tell you what, we had a lot of cows. The one here, Michael Chung, give me 8. He said, take it out the yard. Imagine the yard belongs to all of us. I call a man and I give you all 8. I built 3,700 concrete bricks. In the yard was to build a beautiful house for the family because we travel. He said, take it out. I didn't argue with him. I call another man and I give them all. Because these things are nothing to me. You can get and leave it. But these bastards, and through me, they are in the United States enjoying the great-grandchildren of the slaves' labor, and their wife and children are enjoying it through me. Through me. You could follow the history. But leave them. But you will never hear. You own a place. They don't even want to pay the tax or do the repair. I've been doing everything, but I'm telling you all for a reason. So when you think it's only black people or Indian, I'm a mixed race. In my own effing family, they are deceitful, wicked, treacherous, corrupt people. Okay? My mother, an Indian, dishonor and disrespect another woman, and I'm an Indian mixed woman. I warned my mother over and over because the woman was in my house with a family. Stop insulting this woman. My mother will not stop. Ladies and gentlemen, I swear to God, I throw a cup of hot tea in my mother's face. Do I sorry? No. She stopped immediately. Respect other people because you want respect too. That's the kind of man I am. I don't care if I have to cut out my hand to save the body. I will do it. What mean? If you hurt me, you better repent quick. Because many ways we can act. And remember these words by Jack Neal, Mr. Ali, and Mr. Norton, and you killers. America gets what America wants. None of you won an election. That election is waste money and create riot. America choose who they want to run Guyana. And I'm going to tell you all here today, when your former President Ramatar condemned Israel, even though he was right, he condemned Israel. 80% of the shareholders in those oil companies happens to be Israelites. Okay? Couple days after, Maduro decided to pass a referendum, and couple days after that speech, America released some sanctions against Venezuela. Are you people not seeing and hearing? America run this part of this hemisphere. Okay? Whether it is Chavez, a good man, you see how he died? Cancer. Check the whole Argentina, Chile. America run this place. They do a lot of good, but they do a lot of bad too, in order to justify it. But they are the only country you can go in like Canada, the white man country, whether you're black, brown, yellow, or red, and you still have a voice. While in your own China, well, they sense everything, and if you be careful, your heart and your lungs will be sold to some white people or rich black people. Because they kill you and sell it. But that's their problem. They only talk amongst their people, but they don't invade and fight their people, they talk. But the white man ready to invade, especially if you promise him what you got and he will share it. And you Indians don't like to fight for what is right. If Guyana have a war now with Venezuela, you Indians gonna run away. Is the black people got to face it with the other race? Isn't that true, Mr. Ali? But I will tell you something. I beg that there must be no war between Venezuela and Guyana. I'm a Guyanese, and due to the decent black people and Indian I grow between and get to know, I would like, by the will of God, for we to unite and defend Guyana by all costs. But we do not need a confrontation with Venezuela, Brazil, Suriname, and Guyana, because they are bordering with Guyana. And in the time of the needs of Guyanese people under Burnham corrupt government, Venezuela have taken out 120-something thousand Guyanese. French Guyana take a couple thousand when they to work. Next to the place where they shooting a racket over a little snack shop, they sit down every Friday and start their drink. These are places I went to, okay? And Suriname got a big population of Guyanese. And I want you all to know, the Suriname Prime Minister said clearly, the oil money is not money for politicians, it's the people's money. Libya, under Gaddafi, everybody had a house. Gaddafi had swear he will never give his mother and family a house until every Libyan get one. But in Guyana, only friends and family of the politician and then the below push getting what they want, while you in the uniform can even get a good salary to take care of your family. Come on, man. Y'all are going all in the jungle picking up all kind of sickness. Malaria, filaria, you name it. And you get vaccine, you're dead and gone, and your wife and children got to stay on the street waiting. That should not be. All civil servants must be treated highly with respect. Every police should get over 2,000 US per month. Every teacher should get over that. Every judge should get about 5,000 a month US. But we need law. Guyana don't have law. It's lawless. You should hear the cries of the Guyanese people in Venezuela. Listen what they say. I'm going to support Venezuela against them black people. May I have to tell some of them. Guyana not got black people alone. They got other race. Well, them who ought to be. They say, what about your family who rob your land? They say, well, then that time come, I'm going to deal with them ass. Let me get that straight yet. They give you how to say it. I had to move away. I had a Venezuelan woman on my left side and a Venezuelan man on my right side. All right? I had to move the camera away from the decent one and what he says. And after investigating it, to me, the enemy of the country is better than the people of my country who's ruling it. So that is why I'm saying, who you think, if a woman is friending with a man and she has your husband beating her ass and starving the children, but the sweet man taking care of she and the children, who you want them to help, Barra Jack Deal? Mr. Norton, you're lucky the husband in it fighting. I'm giving you all a little reason to think. And if you're going to lock me up, beat me, send people to beat people the way you all do with Mr. Brian Max, you don't think, no, that man is a Puerto join Brazil or Venezuela because he need revenge? You're going to kill him. Now if he joined, if his Indian beat him, and he joined Venezuela and say he coming through, he target only going to be Indian like the people targeting tiger or wolf. Please understand what I'm saying. Why we need to go that way? Because a man speak. If the man is lying on you, you have a court system, take him to court and sue him. Take what he got. But let the trial be fair. Not a counterfeit court. So I'm calling on the US Embassy, the Canadian, the British, and the Caribbean Court of Justice, and all the Caribbean CARICOM office in Guyana to come together and call for a national front government in Guyana which will solve the purpose of the nation united. And Guyana must open up the doors to those who had helped us under the Burnham time. Even Venezuela was giving us oil free. Oil in Guyana. Think, they were giving the Caribbean, they even give America, the Kennedy Department was giving it free. I myself got 250 gallons during the time of winter under Hugo Chavez. So Guyanese people and Venezuelans, not only that we are neighbors and we speak different language, we share the same faith and love for each other. Because when our people go to Barbados, Trinidad, and the little Caribbean island, they meet with a lot of necessary problems, but some was accepted. And they'll advantage take them in country run by black people and Indians. But the Spanish who are fighting for Guyana open up the door and welcome them, give them free land, free water, free life, No tax per year for the house for the bill. And if they couldn't build a house, who go Chavez build a house for them? I was asked to take pictures of the area, but I was told, no, you cannot do that. Please. So I'm asking Guyanese, think it over. If your politician want to go to war, let them lead the battalion and you stay the back. Whether you're a black man, a white man, a brown man, a yellow man, don't lose your life for these corrupt people that govern the country while y'all are hungry, they are dancing in party. Y'all stupid or what? Come on. Is y'all ignorant? Wake up. Every Guyanese family deserves a piece of land to build a house. Every Guyanese family deserves a salary from the oil, the gold, the lumber. And the Amerindian deserve to be treated equally. And I think we tried the black race. They tried the black race and they failed us bad. They tried the Indian, the same thing. Let's put an Amerindian, who's the indigenous people, the head of his country, administrate by the rest, and form a national front government and work with the United States, Canada, and America. So I call upon President Maduro to stop this nonsense. Once again, I am your host, George Correa. Have a good day, and may God be with all of you. That's why I'm going to 10 minutes done so fast. Bye. So Tyron, you're leaving now?